I'm super excited to share with you what I consider to be the 5 best skincare products for anti-aging or well-aging, or actually just being, because we are all aging, so why make a big deal about it? These are all products that have stood the test of time with me. If you're a regular subscriber, you may be hearing about things that I've talked about before, but also some new ones too. So let's get into it. I'm starting it with something that I highly underestimated as important in my skincare routine as I age, and that is regular exfoliation. Your skin will naturally complete a shedding process within approximately 30 days. That is just too slow to have really well-aged and great-looking skin, in my opinion. Before I started exfoliating regularly, my skin was really dull-looking, very ruddy and uneven texture, and to be honest, just blah. It makes sense because all of the surface dead skin cells and debris was just sitting on the surface of my skin, obfuscating my newer skin underneath. Yes, I just used obfuscating in a sentence. So incorporating a good exfoliation product into my skincare routine has been essential for me. My skin is combination sensitive prone, rosacea prone, also leans on the dehydrated side, and one of the best exfoliants that I've ever used on my skin is this one by Drunk Elephant. This is their Protini Polypeptide Resurfacing Serum with lactic acid. I've used this product for years. It is expensive at $108 for a 30 ml size. The Ordinary has a much cheaper, much more affordable lactic acid, which is also very good. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, that is one I really love. It also comes in a 5 or a 10% strength. But going back to this one, I think why I love this one so much is all the additional ingredients that are in here in addition to the lactic acid. So not only is it exfoliating my skin really effectively, and I should say I really like lactic acid for its exfoliating properties for my skin. Lactic acid is known to cause a slower skin cell turnover than its sister glycolic acid, which tends to be more powerful. Exfoliating can be very tricky with my skin with my rosacea. I'm always trying to prioritize my skin barriers so I don't throw my rosacea into a flare-up. And in this particular serum, it is formulated with a multi-amino acid complex that helps to moisturize and hydrate the skin, as well as 11 signal peptides. And I love peptides for their well-aging benefits because they help to plump and firm the skin. Peptides are like little messengers for your skin cells, stimulating collagen synthesis and improving elasticity. This works great on my skin, and I tend to wake up with a more radiant complexion the following day. I know when you hear me say that, you're probably thinking, yeah, right, nothing gives you an overnight success. And I would tend to agree with you, but I've said it many times on my channel, exfoliation is one of the only things I have found to give me an overnight success. And it makes sense because it's clearing away the blah and replacing it with your newer glowing skin underneath. I apply it in my evening skincare routine after cleansing, before other serums, face oil, and moisturizer. I tend to use exfoliation once a week, but that's really what works for my skin. People with more resilient skin than me can get away with exfoliation much more frequently. Now, everyone can collectively groan. I know you're probably sick of me talking about this serum, but honestly, I love it. As you can see, with yet another tube of very well-used product. I think it's time to crack open my next bottle, or tube. What do you call this? I guess a tube? Time to crack open my next tube. You know when you say a word and all of a sudden it sounds weird on your lips, like tube? Tube doesn't seem like a word to me right now. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Back to the serum. It's NIOD's CAIL, and CAIL stands for copper amino isolate lipid. And I should say, if you've never heard of NIOD, you've probably heard of their extremely famous and popular younger sister, or older sister, because I think the Ordinary came first. Anyway, I've just spilled it. It's the Ordinary. Ordinary's parent company is Decium, and NIOD and the Ordinary are both under that umbrella. This product, in my experience, is a powerhouse to combat the signs of aging. It combines the effectiveness of copper peptides with essential lipids that renders a really potent formula that targets skin firmness, improved texture, and overall appearance. It also aids in collagen production, which helps to give that youthful, plumped look to the skin. I also like NIOD's CAIS, which is their copper amino isolate serum, a very essence-like watery texture, but for me, I prefer CAIL. It's just, if I had to choose between the two, this one wins out. The only downside of this is it's $108 for 15 ml size, but that's why I always wait until November to repurchase this so I can capitalize on their annual sale. Every little bit helps, and this is one of those I'd rather invest my money in something that works for my skin than spending lots of money on cheaper products that I don't see any results with. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I apply this in the serum section of my nighttime routine every other night that I'm not using an acid exfoliation or a retinoid. And with this copper peptide serum, I keep my routine very, very simple because I just want to reap all the benefits of this serum. So I will double cleanse my skin, apply a toner, then apply this serum and a face oil and a moisturizer, and that's it. Another thing that's really effective for rosacea prone skin is keeping routines very simple and concise. If you want to add other serums like hydrating serums into that routine, this one has more of an oily texture, so I would put this more towards the end of your routine and closer to your moisturizer. But this is how I've been using it for years, and I see great results with it. Next, I want to talk about this sunscreen. Now, I don't have to tell you skintellectuals how important a daily sunscreen is to protect your skin from the damaging UV rays of the sun. The sun, of course, we know can cause additional hyperpigmentation on your skin. It can also cause premature aging, not to mention skin cancer. But for me, the sun is an absolute trigger for my rosacea, so a daily sunscreen is non-negotiable for my skin. And look at the size of this one. It's 250 mils. I actually don't even know if this is supposed to be a body sunscreen, and I've been using it as a facial sunscreen. But if it's supposed to be a facial sunscreen, this is the size all facial sunscreens should be at minimum. That's my rant for today. You can drop a little angry face below, combined with a heart emoji, if you agree with me. This is a Japanese sunscreen called Hatomugi. It's an SPF 50 plus PA++++. And I paid $12 Canadian for this 250 ml size. This provides a high level of broad spectrum protection with the SPF 50, but also the highest level that's available with the PA system. This is a lightweight milky texture, as many Asian sunscreens are, and this is why I've fallen in love with Korean and Japanese sunscreens. It leaves a dewy texture on the skin, so if you don't like that type of finish, you're not going to like this sunscreen. It also contains coconut oil, which may be something that some of you with oily skin want to avoid. It's kind of a controversial ingredient because many people love it, or they feel like it's comedogenic and can clog the pores and cause acne. I have not had that experience using this sunscreen at all. The only downside with this, I have to explain the situation. First off, I've worn this for many days, no issue whatsoever. And then I went swimming. And when I dove in the lake, immediately my eyes started to burn. And I was like, what is going on? And I was trying to rub my eyes and I realized, ooh, this kind of feels like the sunscreen is in my eyes. And that's what it was. I tested it out the following day too, also swam with it, also stung my eyes. So I think maybe for some of you who have that problem with sunscreen stinging your eyes on the regular, this might be one to stay away from. For me, dry skin on the daily, zero issue. It was only swimming. And I can't say I swim that much. Would love to hear from those of you below if you can comment on this or have had any experience with this sunscreen. Now let's talk about the Mineral 89 Hyaluronic Acid Serum by Vichy. Hyaluronic acid is kind of an over talked about ingredient in the skincare world. It's kind of been the it ingredient in skincare for a while, and we all know anytime something's trending, as soon as it starts to peak in trending, then all the detractors start coming after it saying, no, it's not that good. Nah, you should be careful. Oh, it might do this or it might do that. Kind of feel like hyaluronic acid is going through that. I will say this, some people find hyaluronic acid in too many of the products they're using and have discerned, I guess through process of elimination, that too much hyaluronic acid has not been good for their skin. Of course, there are very few people who may be sensitive to hyaluronic acid. But for me, my skin loves hyaluronic acid serums, and especially where I live in the summertime, it's very hot and humid. It's really when I break out my hyaluronic acid serums to get the best result. My skin seems to just drink in the humidity and the hyaluronic acid at the same time. And when it comes to a standalone serum, this is definitely one of my favorites. The Mineral 89 serum combines, of course, hyaluronic acid, but also with their mineralizing volcanic water, which is rich in 15 essential minerals, which I think really helps to fortify the skin's moisture barrier and improve your skin's resilience against the signs of aging. For me, it really deeply hydrates my skin, and the beauty of hyaluronic acid products is that it'll plump the look of your skin, and let's face it, plumped skin will reduce the look of your fine lines and wrinkles, even if it's only temporary. I'll take what I can get at this point. Last but not least, we simply cannot talk about anti-aging products or well-aging products without talking about a retinoid, and one that I have been really enjoying as of late is Naturium's Retinaldehyde Cream 0.05%. Retinaldehyde has been a great option for my very finicky skin, one of my favorites in the retinoid family to use. Of course, retinoids are really the gold standard when it comes to anti-aging in terms of their efficacy and their clinically backed research to do so. My only regret with retinoids is that I didn't start them sooner. This retinaldehyde cream combines its key ingredient, retinal, with other moisturizing and soothing ingredients that help to offset any potential irritation that the retinaldehyde might do on your skin. Formulation is really key for me when I'm looking at retinoids for my skin, so that it also decreases that propensity for irritation. Retinaldehyde will promote skin cell turnover, it'll help target hyperpigmentation in your skin, reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles, and just overall improve your skin tone and texture. I apply this to clean, dry skin in the serum section of my routine and follow up with a face oil and a moisturizer. The texture of this one is really beautiful to apply. I simply dot it around my face and then I connect the dots. This is also a really great product if you're sensitive to retinoids on your neck. I don't actually have that issue, but I certainly have had no issue using this on my neck. And just a gentle reminder, please don't stop your well-aging skincare routine at your chin line. Where you can, bring it down your neck, across your chest, and even around the back of your neck. You don't want to look great just from here up and on the front side. And don't forget the backs of your hands. Let's face it, we would bathe in our morning and evening skincare routines if we could. It's just so expensive. Maybe if I was really, really rich and famous, I would use all of my skincare products on my face from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, plotting my YouTube takeover to make this happen. I wonder if that's what Mr. Beast does with all the money he makes on YouTube. If not, what a waste. Remember, consistency is the absolute key when it comes to anti-aging skincare and seeing the benefits and results for your skin. I personally have seen great results using these 5 skincare products. Please drop your thoughts and opinions on these and any other products that you may want to recommend in the comments section below. As always, if you haven't watched these videos, make sure to watch them next, and I hope you have a fabulous day.